Hi, I was at one of the No Kings protests yesterday, Saturday, June the 14th, and I went over to Indiana. And it was really good. Good chance to talk to people and hold up my signs that are for the Constitution, the rule of law, reason, science, due process. There were a few people who went by who gave my sign the finger, which is puzzling, but maybe they're being honest. They're giving the finger to due process in the Constitution. Most people were wonderful. Oh, there was also a guy who kept driving by with his very poorly maintained truck and revving it, and then getting black crud, coming out the back of it at people on purpose. Okay. Children will be children no matter what their age is, right? But one of the things I was thinking about, rather than having one big protest in one location, I really like this, having them spread out across the country. Move an hour and 15 minutes each direction to get to this. But for other people, it's undoable. And also, for like everybody to get to Washington or everybody to get to wherever, it's very difficult. So it brings the protests to the people. It also allows the people in those locations who are not necessarily going to protest themselves to acknowledge, to connect with the dissatisfaction with what's going on. So a sort of progression. You'd see people who in their vehicles, they'd raise one finger off the off the steering wheel to acknowledge us and be sort of friendly. And then there would be people who would wave, and then there would be people who would wave big, and then there would be people who would honk. And it lets them know, if they're driving in their car through their small town or through their town, and they're not thinking about any of this, and they see this, and they have the opportunity to participate, whether it's by raising a finger, by honking the horn, anything in between. It connects them to what's going on. It reminds them, and it lets them know that they are not alone, that there are people in their community who feel that way. And I think that's really important for the protests to come to the people and be with the people.